Hello everyone, James here from JVC Paints. I've got another Ancients update for you guys today. Today I've got the Victrix 28mm Gallic Chariots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about the models and then put some snaps up at the end, and of course I'm going to put some timestamps at the bottom in case you want to jump around. So starting off, you've got Victrix gives you two different kinds of chariot bodies. I've used the same ones. There's a different one that they have as well. I would recommend you go check out the sprues on Google. They also give you two different bodies for the charioteers. We've got this guy standing here, and I've used him here, and then they've got a guy here who's kind of leaning forward. He's got his foot on the limber there. You can swap out the heads. They give you a lot of different heads because they give you three druid figures, they give you three queen figures, and they give you 8 armored warrior figures. Now, what I've done for my last chariot, I've decided to use a naked fanatic guy just to make it, you know, a little bit different. This is the one that I really went to town on, if you take a look at the other ones there. One thing I did notice about the horses, though, this is just one minor flaw. Let me move this guy out of the way. My giant hand, excuse me. On the one horse, the smaller of the two, I guess. I don't know if you'd say it's the smaller of the two, but it's this one here. Oops. You can see he's missing part of his bridle, so I don't know if that's going to come through or not. But he's got a bridle, but on this one he's only got a bridle on one side. So just a small thing. I guess you could fix it with putty. I was just kind of lazy. I figured, whatever. As is fine. So you get these extra druids, you get the extra queen. They're great for command bases. I've got a video coming up with that. I'm going to be using some of these figures. So Victrix, you know, they knock it out of the park. Lots of heads, brilliant sculpts, extra stuff. It's perfect. So let's take a look at each of these chariots. So we'll do I'll move them we'll do them one by one real quick, and then I'll put up the snaps. Here's the druid. What I elected to do with this one, tried to keep it simple. Went with some basic horse colors here. Made sure that the horses were done. Did everything separately. So I've done the horses separately, I did the chariot separately, did the druid separately, and I did the charioteer driver separately as well. Like I said, I kept the horses simple. Didn't really have a plan with that. I'm going to turn it here. You're going to see my giant hand. Sorry for that. Ooh, shadows and stuff like that. We'll move them so you can see the other side, the obverse here. I put some, they give you some extra heads and things like that, so I put some extra heads on there. I got the druid. As you can see, he's carrying a head. The basing is just like in the tutorial I did before. But other than that, I just kept it pretty simple. The one thing I'll say, and for all of them, is attaching the reins onto the collar. I don't know, the collar, that part there. This part, here, is a bit tricky. So what I did is I left the assembly, painted all the parts separately, left the assembly to the end, based the horses first, then glued down the chariot, matched that up, then put the charioteer on there, and then matched up the reins, and then finally put the druid on the back. Here's the queen, or the Chieftess's chariot. I guess it's Boudicca. I painted her green. I didn't do anything really fantastic with the figure. I didn't try to put any plaids or anything on there like that. I just thought keeping it simple would be the best. But to give her just a sense of her rank, I gave white horses for her chariot, and I also gave her the sort of the more special charioteer, the guy leaning forward. A very great figure. You don't get to paint a lot of female figures, or in my case, I don't get to paint a lot of female figures. You know, with the exception of the World War II ones I've been doing now. But yeah, this was a great sculpt. I don't know if you can see it there. Lots of detail. If you are painting this figure, though, around her collar and her braids and all that kind of stuff and her mantle, it can get a little bit messed up, and so you've got to pay a lot of attention. But if you pick out those details, it looks pretty good. All right, let's take a look at the last one. This is the final one that I did. I think it's probably my favorite. I jazzed up the chariot a little bit more than on the other two, because the other two I had that painter's block, and I was just kind of dragging my ass with everything. But with this one, I did the trim here, as you can see, made it a little bit brighter. I swapped out a warrior figure, and instead I put a naked fanatic guy in there. Did the shield freehand. I'll just turn it so you can check that out. I also wanted to make look this guy was a bit of a badass. So we've got all these extra spears on the side of the chariot. He's holding a couple of spears. We've got a couple heads there. He's holding a head. And I think he's got another 3 heads here, as you can see his buns. I was debating on putting like a little heart tattoo on his butt cheek there, but I decided no, I'm not going to do that. But I did go for a little bit of the body tattooing, but to be honest with you, I'm not very good at it, and I really don't like the way that it looks. So I've got some naked fanatics. I've done 3 or 4 of them with the tattoos, and I'm kind of, yeah, my figure's my choice kind of thing. So I'm going to put some snaps up of these guys here and wrap this video up. So this is how they look ranked up for a game of Hail Caesar. I follow the basis for that. Coming up with me, guys, I've got some bolt action. I've got the poles, I'm still doing them, and I got a Northern Army that's almost done. And I'll also have a commission of a Luftwaffe Field Division flak gun crew. So all that stuff should be coming up pretty shortly. The Ancients, I still got the Gallic command, and I've got the naked fanatics to do. I also have Agema Carthaginians, so I'm going to do another unit of Carthaginians. And I got some other stuff too that's not Ancients and it's not World War II, so just keep your eyes peeled. That's it for me, guys. Here come the snaps. Keep those brushes moving. Have a great weekend, and happy Columbus Day, Canadian Thanksgiving to everybody next week. Adios!